Hello everyone, it is Andrea, and today I'm coming at you with a little bit of a reading journal video. This is going to be me laying down my November spreads, and I am so excited to be showing you how my November turned out. It was actually probably one of my worst reading months to date, if I'm being honest with you, but you know what? We're just going to use some stickers and make it look cute. So no matter how much I read, I'm still going to enjoy looking at these spreads and remembering how busy my month was. And that's why I didn't read. So I am going to be using a lot of stickers from my shop, and I will be using the Fall Cottage collection, which I will link down below. I'm using that for the monthly setup, and I am using our large monthly stickers. All of our stickers are on matte removable paper. They're great for writing on and also blending in seamlessly with the texture of the bullet journal. But I decided that last month I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a mood board for how I set up my months in my reading journal, especially coming into the new year. I feel like I will have had a year of journaling spreads to kind of, guide me into what I want my future journal to look like. And I decided I wanted to do a little bit more of a mix of reading as well as life items. And I did make a template that I will leave the blog post down below to kind of, help me lay that out better and see kind of how I wanted to lay out my months, which I think worked out really well when doing this spread because I was able to look back on that and see what my ideas were for the spreads. So I decided I wanted to do a page that is a month on two pages, and this is going to be for my life things that happened, kind of like a little bit of a high level memory planning, which if you didn't know and you're just here from the journaling video, I do make stickers for memory planners as well as reading and bullet journals. And I usually do memory plan, which is taking what I did and putting it into a planner, sort of like a scrapbook. But this is kind of like the high level items from the month, and I'm going to go ahead and put them in here. Other things I want to do in the future is like a large monthly with like a journaling card on it that has kind of like stats. But like I said, this month was one of my worst reading months yet. So it wasn't the month to go ahead and dive into all of that because there was not much to dive into. So I do put a lot of stickers on the edge of the page and I just trim off all of the excess. I love the way that this monthly turned out. I would say that the whole entire 3 pages took about an hour, maybe like 55 minutes. And that is with me kind of contemplating a lot, which I did take out all of those bits just because it was a pretty long video for only really 15 minutes of content. But in here, I am putting in on the 2nd that Nick and I had an Uchi date. We went on an overnight date downtown. We live in Austin, and we went to Uchi, and then the next morning we went to breakfast in Trader Joe's and came home just a little get out of the house moment. On the 5th, we did decorate for Christmas. On the 12th, I put in that we went to Nando's because Nando's opened in Austin. We did go see Shucked, but I did leave like midway through, and it was honestly like a whole thing, but I'll go into that in the actual plan with me for that week. And then the 14th through the 17th, I did go with my bestie Hannah to BGG Con, which is a gaming conference. So I used some of the little like kind of like washi strips to make a like long stay kind of situation on those dates. And then on the 21st, I did go see Wicked in theaters, and I was so excited to finally have seen the movie. And the 22nd through the 24th, we went on our first family camping trip, which was really fun. So I wanted to go ahead and mark that. And last but not least, on the 30th, I will be marking that it was our friends Tony and Margie's birthday. That is 2 people that are born on the same day. So I think the monthly is a nice like high level look at what happened that month. Whenever I do my plan with me's, I really go into the details of every single day, all of the things that I'm doing. But this is nice to be able to get an overall look and feel of the month. And I just use a lot of stickers from the monthly 2 sheet, and I think it turned out perfectly. I do go in then with this Pipsticks sticker sheet. Actually, no, I don't think it's Pipsticks. I lied. I think it's from Sticky, STICKII. I have hauled them a bunch in my monthly hauls, and I think that this one I did purchase a la carte, and it's a really cute kind of like camping outdoors icons sheet, which I thought matched perfectly with this spread as well as with the theme of us going camping. I thought it all just kind of came together and worked really well together, and I love having all of the things matching, so I'm really excited to do December, January, and so on with the different collections. I think January right now there are 3 options available in shop. In December we have 1, but next year I definitely want to do more options because I also think it'd be fun to mix and match, like do my monthly in one theme and then the following days in another theme, kind of depending on my vibes. But I'm really loving this setup, but as you can see, it was a full month, and I feel like that is partially the reason why I really didn't read many books at all. I will say that I am 75% of the way through with Hunting Adeline, and I feel like that is, I think, like a 600 or 700 page book, so I didn't not read at all. I just feel like I didn't, as far as numbers go, get a bunch done, which feels a little bit like poo-poo. But you know what? We can't all have bangers every month. I feel like October, especially coming off of reading so many books in October, feels like a little bit of a fail on my part. But I still will reach my reading goal. But next year, I have already decided that I want to do a smaller reading goal and really focus on reading larger books. I feel like a lot of the times whenever I think about reading, especially like a lot of the fantasies I want to read, I'm like, oh, but that's going to be a 600, 800 page book. How am I going to reach 150 books read? And I feel like that's kind of toxic. I feel like I don't want to worry about how many books I'm reading. I'm going to set it to be something silly like 10. Not that that's silly, but you know what I mean? Like something that I can, get through in 2 months and call it a day. But I just feel like I am like here. I'm going to admit that I feel like I'm in a race with myself of, oh, how many books can I read? Can I read the 150 books? Or is it 100? Is it 100? I don't know how many books I'm reading this year. But I just feel like I don't want to do it anymore. I want to just be able to read what I want to read. And I think that a good reading goal is probably about 1/4 of what I will accomplish next year. So I've already decided to kind of nix basically the reading goal for next year and just go with the vibes. Let me know if I'm alone in this, but I just feel like I see so many people reading so many books and I'm like, I should be reading that many. But no, just read what you want. And I want to prioritize reading larger books and not feel like I'm wasting all my precious time. So this is kind of like mostly an overview of my November reads. I have the 3 audiobooks, which I did print them wrong. So I just put them on books. Normally I use an audiobook sticker and then have like the little square audiobook graphic, but I decided just to keep them on the books because that is what I had. I did read 3 of the Under the Mistletoe collection from Amazon, and these ones sucked. Like, I feel like the ones that I listened to, actually I think I've read all the other ones that I've read from Amazon. They were the Valentine's Day ones, and I've also done a couple of the horror and sci-fi ones were way better than these. These were just like not good. I feel like they should have went the super cheesy Hallmark movie route, but I think that the smut was like the main focus of all of the ones that I listened to, which is kind of a bummer because I feel like whenever you're listening to a novella, which is already short enough, whenever 25% of each book plus is smut, it is kind of it's a waste of the pages, in my opinion. Like, I would have rather more funnies and more like cutesy romantic, but these were just honestly not the vibe. My favorite of the three that I listened to was Only Santa's in the Building, which I actually did get as an arc. I did give it 3 stars. The other 2 I gave 2 stars. I just wasn't vibing. I listened to the Allie Hazelwood one, which a lot of people liked, and I just feel like the female main character was kind of a pain in the butt, and the male main character was just kind of over the top. The Olivia Dade one, I just fell asleep multiple times, if I'm being honest with you. I listened to that one. And then the Only Santa's in the Building, the only thing that like really, really irked me is I hate I don't know if it's a trope, but the like, she's so small, he's so big. I'm like, hey, cool, whatever. Usually that's like a very Allie Hazelwood thing, which I think it was also in that one as well. But I went ahead and used one of my medium months to, actually, is that medium or small? Let's remember. If you want to know, let me know in the comments down below. But I colored and read all of the days that I did read. Again, October's was much more beautiful. And then I am using a glitter gel pen to color in the stars. I did, on a later page, use one of the alcohol markers, which is what I'm using any other time I'm coloring things in. It's just hard when the stars are so dainty. You have to be super duper stinking careful. So other than those 3 books, I did only read 2 other books. Like I said, I am, 75% of a way through a chunk right now. And I am also, and this is the very beginning of December, I'm filming this, I am also pretty far into a audiobook. So I don't know why I'm justifying this to you, but in case you wanted to know. So I decided to dedicate the 2 books that I liked the most this month to their own full page. Well, technically, the one's getting like a page and more, which is funny because it's the one I gave 3 stars, but I feel like it was like a high 3 stars, so that is the one I'm working on now, which is Satan's Affair. I did color this whole page black. As you can see, it is bleeding through the back, but I will go ahead and tape those pages together, NBD. I did it also for Haunting. They're so hard to remember. Haunting Adeline. But I love the way it looked, and I think next year I'm definitely going to be doing this more. I just feel like the black was kind of streaky, but it is like the cheaper alcohol markers. So I was thinking about just using my Ahoo, is that how you call it? I don't know. Markers for if I want to color the whole thing, because I think it would be like juicier, But Satan's Affair is the 0.5 to Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline. So you're supposed to read it before Haunting Adeline, and I did not. So that kind of spoiled a bit of it for me. And I will say that, especially reading the book that I'm reading now, I can much more appreciate parts of this novella, which actually, I don't even think it was a novella because I think it still was like 300 pages. But Sibby, which is the main character of this little book here, she's a little unhinged. She's a little off to the next one. She thinks that, she doesn't think. She works in, not she really even, I don't want to spoil anything. Anything that I can say is going to spoil something for you. So yeah, if you plan on reading Haunting Adeline, then just read this one first, because I do think that I would have enjoyed it more if I did read it first, because there was like a plot twist that I already knew from page 1. So it was kind of like that part would have been like, whoa. And it just wasn't whoa, because I already know what happens. So I didn't leave much room on the page because there was so much fun fan art for Sibby, which, yes, I'm calling her Sibby. If you know, you know. She's also my girl. I kind of love her. I kind of think she's like unhinged, but like I love her. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I just feel for her. I feel for her. Okay. Any which ways. So I did put a box on the bottom of the left page that I drew an arrow at the end that I'm going to write my thoughts and feels on Satan's Affair there. And then for my favorite book of the month, it was Is She Really Going Out With Him by Sophie Cousins. And this was such a fun time. It was, I think it's a closed door, if I remember right, romance, and it was so good. It reminded me of like 90s kind of like romantic comedies, and I was here for every single second of it. I gave it a 5 stars. I was super giddy. I was smiling and laughing and misty-eyed, and I was obsessed with it. I definitely want to read the rest of this author's backlist. I think this book comes out next year, and I definitely will pick up a copy when it does come out because it was so stinking cute and like not wholesome. Like there is like slight like romance steam going on. Like it's not 100% innocent, but it's got the goods. It's got the goods. So that is my November spread. I'm still a noob, guys. I'm still a noob. I will get better at these voiceovers and these videos, I promise. But thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.